Hello, my name is Captain James Nelson, and I am a multitasker. All right, so here's the dilemma we have. And it's a great dilemma to have, actually, and that is all this beautiful wood to choose from. So I've got some stuff that I got from the stove. I've had this wing. You can see I've already cut a fretboard out of it. We're looking to see if we could get another fretboard from there. Then, of course, I got this figured maple. And I got this wood. This is beautiful. This is some I've already trimmed down. This one's all ready to go as a fretboard. Just needs some fret slots and it's good to go. But this I got from a buddy of mine. As many of you know, the Captain James Nelson moniker comes from me being actually a fishing guide, an actual fishing captain to take charters out. And growing up in San Diego and SoCal, there's a gentleman who's, had long since been known in the fishing community, Al Kalin. Everybody's thrown Kalin grubs. I grew up throwing Kalin grubs and still to this day. Even long since he was associated with the actual business and the design of the lure, but as a farmer as well. And as shop owner, he always had a shop himself, and he used to cut some gun stock blanks for a company for a while for some rifles, and he had a bunch of mesquite. That's what they used to use for the gun stock blanks. So he called me out of the blue about a year or so ago and said, "James, could you use some mesquite in your guitar making?" I said, "Al, I would gladly use some mesquite in some guitar making." So I found it makes the most delicious fretboards. I have incorporated some into bodies, and I will more so in the future as soon as I get to slicing and dicing all the great wood he gave me. Unfortunately, he passed a few months ago, so this is definitely in honor of you, Al. Definitely putting that in this guitar. Then we've got, of course, our body wood. Now this is going to be the decorative top wood. You've already seen what I've been doing with the bottom. So what we're going to do is I got this beautiful pepper. I also got this one quite a while back. This is the elm. I've already used some in a guitar, and then this is what we still got left. And then this one, this black acacia from Balboa Park. I was thinking maybe I could get some of that into the fretboard, but I don't know. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like there's enough there. So I think these three will be fine for the fretboards, but I can't decide how I'm going to do each one. So maybe what I'll do is find a way to incorporate all three into all three. Stick around. Let's see what we do with this. But what I have to do is kind of plan my cuts. I have to plan where they're going to come in. So if I come in with this one and go boom here, that's good. Then I could come in with this one and go boom here. That's good. Okay, so now I've got those cuts. Now what I have to do is figure out how I'm going to continue. Now if I come here and sweep this slowly, then I could go boom here and continue on with this cut. But this one, no matter what, if I stop there, if I want a sharp cut, I've got to stop. Which means then I've got to come in from either here or here to get those cuts. And to get those cuts now, that's going to be very difficult. Again, with the blade that I have, and not lose any material. Because the whole idea here is I don't want to lose any material because I need all the material to go right back where it's coming from. Some of you already know where I'm going with this, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow and shift material. I'm cutting 3 different colors, and when I glue it back together, I'm going to be gluing them back in where they don't necessarily belong, but they'll be contrasting and they should look pretty. That is the concept in my head, and it worked there, so it should work here. Of these 3 patterns, they all have pretty much equal beauty and equal mishaps. Anyway, I can't decide which one I like best. So, as far as the lead off for this guitar, I think I'm just going to slot them and then see which one. Yeah, I think I want to try to go with a universal length. Here's something to know about when it comes to scale lengths. If we've got the typical F scale, which is 25.5, okay, here's our 12th fret, and here's going to be our nut, or in my case, I like making 0 frets. So the 24th fret's going to be here. Now here's something very interesting to know. When it comes from doing a 25 to a 28, you'll notice there's a certain area, bingo right there, where the frets line up. And so I can technically slot all these frets, and this is how I like pre-doing my fretboards. Talk about multitasking, getting things done so that each job doesn't feel like a lot of work. Typically what I would do is just slot 30 fret fretboard with the baritone scale length. But in this case, because I really want that to be on the 12th fret, I have to determine each one where, because you can see where I put it on the template, it's going to be a different spot. Now my pin on my saw is going to be about 1.5 inches. So really, where it shows 12th fret here, that's not where the pin's going to go. It's probably about here, and then the slice is going to go there. I'm going to have to line each and every one of these up separately before I actually run my saw. There you go. There's your lineup. So your fretboard would be a little bit longer. So that's the dilemma I've got here, where if I'm going to pre-slot them and have them ahead of time, I better know exactly what I'm going to do with that fretboard. Not a big issue, it's just that that's what it is now. So I could just do the one fretboard for the contest guitar and then set the others aside, but I don't think I'll do that. I think, you know what, let's just do a 25.5 baritone, 28, and then a short scale bass, and just because, I mean, and then maybe that's just how I'll make these 3 guitars now. Hey folks, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of the Great Guitar Build Off with Dude Craft Guitars. Really appreciate your participation. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. Do it now. Share this with friends. Hit the like button, and let's keep this thing going, all right?